Guys, in today's video, we're going to cover everything that you need to know about real estate investments in short-term vacation rental Airbnb Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos. And I know that's a mouthful. So literally any kind of questions that you have about investing in short-term vacation rental properties in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, along the oceanfront, you're going to get those answers. Gross rental income, operating expenses, HOAs, the risk of investing. Can out-of-state people get loans? How much is the down payment? What kind of returns can you expect to get? You know, why should you invest in Myrtle Beach versus Florida or other markets? We're going to cover everything you need to know. And Margie and I are going to take you on site to the Paradise Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where you're going to get a full resort tour, including an inside walkthrough of a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom oceanfront condo. Don't miss all those great amenities. Now, I have with me Margie Raymond. She is new to our team. She's going to be asking tons of valuable questions that you're going to get answers to so that you can learn everything that you need to know and be equipped to go ahead and pick up that phone and give Margie a call. Now, Margie, what's the best phone number that they can reach you at?
So 732-552-5494.
It's that simple and that easy. Pick up the phone, give her a call, get in contact with us. We'd love to answer all your questions and get you past all the hurdles. Now, we don't want to hold you up anymore. Let's get into the video.
All right, so tell us, why should I or why should anyone really consider investing in Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condo for Airbnb rentals?
Well, very simply, guys, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina attracts 20 to 22 million visitors each year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty safe to say that we have high occupancy rates for our short-term vacation rental properties like Airbnb, Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos. In addition to that, you know, for the last 3 years, we've been the fastest growing market out of the 150 most populated markets in the entire U.S. Now, you can Google that stat. That's according to U.S. News and World Report. So,
absolutely. So I can totally attest to that. So every year, the past probably almost 10 years, we've been coming to Myrtle Beach, sometimes twice in a year.
Yeah, exactly. Tourists love our place. 60% of North America can make it here within a 1 day's drive.
Yes.
So we are like mainstream America vacation. Now, additionally, we are a value vacation. We are like a value spot. And on top of that, for investors, our prices are lower. You can go to Florida and spend $100,000 more for the same condo. So not only do we have high occupancy rates, but we have affordable property prices compared to other beachfront markets. Additionally, we have strong short-term rental demand. So it makes our market a super, super attractive market for cash flow and for appreciation. And don't get me started on appreciation. You and I were just looking at a unit over at Paradise that was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It appreciated $263,000 just in the last 9 years.
Yeah.
I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid.
So what kind of returns can I expect from Airbnb rentals?
All right, guys. Well, I mean, you can get an easy 8 to 15% in our market. Now, I will say that I have seen some cash-on-cash returns as high as 51%.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I mean, like it's
what I'm looking for.
It's crazy wild. Now, and guys, you know, cash-on-cash is very simply the amount of money that you have coming into the deal divided by the amount of money that comes out of the deal annually. So if you're financing, it's just that down payment money. I'll give you a prime example. I was recently helping a client over at Compass Cove. This is a very cheap entry-level oceanfront condo. It was $159,900. after all of his operating expenses, he was gonna with an average gross rental income of $42,000, which was average. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Essentially, he was clearing $12,000 profit on a $160,000 investment.
Wow.
Okay, now that's using an average gross rental income. There was a unit at Compass Cove in the last 2 years that made $53,000 in gross rental income. We ran his numbers based off of $42,000 in gross rental income. So if you would have been the top performing guy there and made $53,000 for your 1-bedroom unit, you'd have cleared $20,000 in profit on a $160,000 investment. Now, if you're financing at $160,000 with a 20% down payment, you've only got $32,000 in the deal. And if you make $20,000 your first year, within 2 years, you've made back all your money. This is how you get a 51% cash on cash return.
Hello, investors. Today we are going to take a look at the Paradise Oceanfront Resort. It is right next to the Grand Beach Resort and just down the street from the Grand Atlantic Resort, which is another excellent investment here in Myrtle Beach. We are going to let you know a little secret. You're going to make most of your money here in this market during the months of June, July, and August. That is our peak season where you're going to be able to make your money from your investment opportunities in just those few months. A peak season here is from April through September, so there's obviously more money to be made. How beautiful is this? Look at this entrance. Now let's go inside. I'm excited to see this. I hope you are too. And here we are.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great, how are you? Yeah, so is that how much money I'm gonna need for a down payment if I'm an out-of-state investor? Or is it typically 20%?
Yeah, it's typically going to be 20 or 25%, depending upon a handful of factors like your credit rating, stuff like that. Now, is there a program for 15% down? Yes. Some investors might qualify for that. Get in contact with me.
Okay, so talk to me about what are the risks? What am I going to be worried about in this kind of line of business?
Yeah, risk. Okay, so your risk is, you could have, they have down years. I will tell you the last 2 years have been declining markets. So, there was a lot more people vacationing, 2 years ago than there are now. Now, has it been declining to the point where we're not making profit on our condos? No. I recently had another investor ask me, well, I can rent my oceanfront condo 12 months out of the year in Florida. So why would I invest in Myrtle Beach instead of Florida? Well, you can rent your oceanfront condo 12 months out of the year in Myrtle Beach. We have snowbirds, retirees, people that like to fish. We have golfers that come in the off-season months. So our market is a very year-round market.
Yeah, and every time we come, there was some kind of event going on, some kind of convention, some kind of kids group or sports group. Every single time we came down, there was a big group of somebody.
Yeah, there's definitely off-season people renting these oceanfront condos. Now, are you going to make as much in the off-season as the on-season? No, obviously not. Our peak season is April through September. That's when you're going to bring in the bulk of your cash. And out of the peak, June, July, and August, you should make enough money to cover all of your operating expenses for the year. And if you don't believe me, check out the video that we did with Matt Freeze where we interviewed him and he explained that. He owns 11 oceanfront condos. All right, guys, let's get in unit 1602 right here at the Paradise Resort. Now, guys, to our left, we do have a lockout unit, which we're going to get to in just a minute. And as soon as you walk in, there is an entrance closet, which is pretty cool. Nice long hall, well decorated. And we have our first 2 bedrooms. One on the right, as you can see here. Absolutely stunning. You got 2 beds. It does connect to, it's kind of Jack and Jill-ish, this bathroom here. There is a closet in the corner here. That's great. You do have your bathroom. There is a tub shower combo in here, which we're going to get to in just a second, as you can see here. And that connects to that is the community bathroom that connects the rest of the unit. But first, let's get into the second bedroom. As you can see here, a nice view. Look at that view just from this window. Wow, stunning. Here's your street view from the next window. an ocean view, and 2 good-sized beds. Nice closet in the corner there. As you can see, this is your HVAC. That's just your HVAC. Now, across the way from the HVAC is the stackable washer and dryer unit, which is awesome for long-term guests. You do have a beautiful, look at the granite countertops, dishwasher, stove, and refrigerator, microwave. Plenty of space in here. It effortlessly flows right into the tray ceiling dining room, as you can see, with a super cool light fixture. Look at that. Very, very nice. As you can see here, beautiful decor, living room, nice flat screen. And then let's get to the balcony, the moneymaker, guys. Look at this tiled flooring for the balcony. Absolutely stunning. It does extend all the way down into the master, as you can see here. This is what I want you to see. Look at that view all the way down that coast, completely unobstructed. There's some of your on-site amenities. This is the moneymaker, guys. They want sand and ocean. That's what your guests want when they step into a balcony. Let's see if we can go through this way and get into the master bedroom, as you can see here. Absolutely stunning. And sure enough, they've got the bathroom. As you can see here, the tub shower combo. Towel on the wet areas, as you can see in the bathroom. And then you do have another closet here, which is great. Well, guys, that almost wraps up our tour. We do have to get to that lockout room. Let's go check it out. All right, a whole nother room. This could be a great room for the kids. As you can see here, there's a seating area in the corner. We have the 2 nice sized beds, balcony, flat screen. Let's check out that view. Beautiful ocean view, as you can see. We also have a street view. And look underneath us. It is tiled, nice tiled balcony. And then, of course, you do have a mini fridge here, microwave, and your own restroom. Tub shower combo. It is that simple and that easy, guys. And that wraps it up for this unit at Paradise Resort.
Okay, so talk to me. How do I find the best Myrtle Beach investment condo?
Well, I'm going to get into that, but I want to cover risk just a little bit more. People often ask about risk. Real quick, for the person that's looking at investing in Florida versus investing in Myrtle Beach, I had an investor ask me, what's to stop your oceanfront condos from doing exactly what's happened in Florida, where they're not affordable anymore? In other words, the operating expenses to run those condos, because they had a place collapse, you know. So what's going to, well, our market has learned, unfortunately, Florida went through that. I do not want that for them.
Yes.
And we've learned from what's happened there. Now our HOAs are ordering engineers to check the structures of our buildings to make sure that they're sound and not going to fall to the ground. So there's that factor. Our oceanfront condos are very affordable. He also asked me about insurance cost increases. Yes, our insurance has increased, but not increased to the point where they're not affordable. I mean, one of the places I looked at increased by $82 a month. If you're clearing $12,000 a year profit, $15,000 a year profit, $20,000 a year profit, $82 a month really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, and I can attest to, I grew up in Florida. My family lives in Florida currently. And so I've seen the cost of taxes and insurance go up there so much so that actually people are leaving, sadly.
Yeah, and what I want to say is this. I interviewed an oceanfront condo owner on the channel. Her name is Rufia Nigro. She owns 27 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. 17 years, she built a $10 million empire, right? Now, she owns all of her oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, but she lives in Florida. When I was talking to Gosha, who owns 15 oceanfront condos, she made it very clear that Rufia owns those oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach instead of Florida because there's a cheaper entry price to our market. and they make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So why would you spend $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 more to invest in Florida condos when you could invest in Myrtle Beach condos with a cheaper entry-level price and make the same profit per year? It doesn't make any sense.
So she lives in Florida, but her money lives here.
Come on. Now, you were saying something else about how do I find...
Yeah, tell me
How
how to find the best.
All right, the best oceanfront condos. How you find the best oceanfront condos is by finding the right broker. You found me. You're on the channel. You found Margie. You want to find the most competent person that specializes in oceanfront condos. I'm boots on the ground. I'm going to have expertise, knowledge, competence, information, access to other investors. This is the social circle I run in. So you're going to find somebody like me, and I'm going to take you from zero to there in a matter of like 2 conversations.
Yeah.
I'm going to overcome all your hurdles, explain to you exactly what's going on, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to run your numbers for you. I'm going to send you a spreadsheet. I'm going to have you pick out your top 3 oceanfront condos that you like the most in our market. I'm going to run your numbers on them. I'm going to tell you where you can find your best value. I'm going to answer all your questions for you. You are one person away from being a savvy investor.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, I cannot stop looking at this view. And we're here the dead of winter. The dead of winter, the beach is beautiful, palm trees, sun is out. I can't even take it.
Literally, the ocean is on the other side of that camera.
You guys are missing out, but you don't have to. All right, so let's take a quick walk inside. We're going to go through the parking garage and talk about some of those amenities. So we were talking about Broadway at the beach. Broadway at the beach is only 3.6 miles away from here. It's a quick 11-minute drive. And let me tell you, my family always wants to go there. There is so much to do. There is everything you can think of. There is bands, there are restaurants, there are games to play. There's really something for everyone. My cousin's daughter went there and spent an entire day, I'm talking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, visiting the best restaurants with the most food. Look at this, we're already inside. There's Sandals Cafe and Bar. Check that out real quick. That's definitely a place you're gonna pop in. And look at here, we have this amazing lazy river. It's connected to some stuff we're just gonna get into in a minute. This is wonderful for marketing. Everybody wants this lazy river. The people that are renting your condos are gonna love it. That is a hot tub. That's a hot tub right in the middle of this. And then of course you can pop right out of your hot tub and all of this connected space. Guys, we are here in the dead of winter and there are people here. You're gonna be able to market this property and these amenities all year long. This indoor space is connected and has even more space on this side. We've got another hot tub and then yet another one. We've got space for the kids. We've got indoor games. We've got indoor checkers, chess, anything you can think of, this resort has it. It's connected to the cafe and the space right outside. People are smiling. We've got some snowbirds in the area. Check out this outdoor pool. It's a great size, not too deep on the end so people can enjoy it and do their laps. It's a full lap pool. Seating, tanning, that's under construction. It's going to be a great little bar area for cocktails and anything that you guys can think of. This is what you came for. This is the money shot. Palm trees, rows and rows, outdoor showers. And that's what everyone comes here for. Myrtle Beach. Sand at your toes. And how about that? Several people, it is the end of January and people want to be here all year long. Look at that.
All right, so can I get a loan as an out-of-state investor? What are the requirements? Yes, you can get loans as an out-of-state investor all day long. Get in contact with me. I have local lenders that specialize in lending on what's called a condotel. So our oceanfront condos, many of them are hotels that have been converted into condominiums. Those are called condotels. Now, you have to have a lender that has a program that does special financing on those.
Yeah, and I just had a talk yesterday, and we spent some time with some mortgage people, and I mean, they know what they're doing. You know, you don't want your biggest investment to be with the wrong investor.
Yeah, so think about this, guys. You know, our local lenders have programs that actually finance these. I will hear stories about banks, you know, that are out of state that can do these and all this stuff. And then we get down to the closing table and they find out that they can't finance these.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want that to be your story. I've got a network here. I've got inspectors. I've got closing attorneys. I've got lenders. I've got contractors. I've got everything that you need to get your deal done. And I work with seasoned lenders that do these types of deals and specialize in them. So they know all the tips and tricks and just everything that it takes to get these deals done. I don't want you to show up at the closing table and can't get your deal done, and then I got to make a last minute call for a friend to show up and fix your deal. So ultimately, out of state, in state doesn't matter. We have technology nowadays, and we can very easily get your loan done from anywhere. Super simple, super easy. I'll get you hooked up with the right lender.
Okay, so let's talk some numbers here. So I'm going to give you an example of what a 4-bedroom, 3-bath cash scenario would be. So we found in the MLS one that had a average gross rental income of $91,775. After the Airbnb platform fee, which was $2,753.24, giving you a subtotal of $89,021.31. Going to break it down for you further. The taxes on that were $5,327.40. Cleaning services were $7,500, and that was based on a 30 cleanings at $250 a cleaning, because you're going to be renting this baby out. Taxes on that, $5,327.40. Your excise tax, that is your tax for being a small business owner in Myrtle Beach, $679. Local hospitality and accommodations tax was $2,753.24. Your annual HOA, $22,848, bringing you a subtotal of $39,107.64 in expenses. Guys, that's a projected profitability of $49,913.68, almost $50,000. And here you are, right down from the pier. That's the pier at Myrtle Beach. You can be right down from this. And guess what? You can also be right down from that. Not too far in the distance, there's another pier. All those fishermen and opportunities for you to be able to rent this out. And here you are, steps from the beach. How do I analyze weather?
Well, I will tell you that our weather is most likely one of the number one factors, aside from property taxes, as to why people purchase and move to our market. So basically, it rarely ever snows here. You get all 4 seasons, but they're not harsh. You know, we don't have the humidity of Florida. We don't get snowed in like crazy. You know, we get snow like once every 5 years. It occasionally dips down to 30 degrees. Like, I mean, we're here, the sun's out, it's January, and it's a little chilly, yeah, but people are walking the beach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so our weather is one of the most important factors for our market. And I think it is a big draw for a lot of tourists, both in the in-season, the peak season, the summer, and of course also during the off-season months too.
So can you remind our viewers what are the best months and what are those peak months exactly?
Your peak months are April through September. That's when you're going to bring in probably 70 to 80% of your income. And then June, July, and August, that's when you're going to make the bulk of your money.
Yeah, and so I could say, from a person that was traveling from the Northeast, we did that whole Easter vacation type of trip here. So sometimes we were coming in March, and for people that live up north, we were on the beach in March, just loving every minute of it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Okay, so let's talk the numbers with some financing. So the same 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit, same sales price. 20% down is going to be $115,000. Your average gross rental income is going to be $91,775. Airbnb platform fee, $2,753.24. again, bringing that subtotal to $89,021.31. Your principal and interest on this loan annually is $41,460. Your property taxes, $5,327.40. Again, those cleaning services are going to come in at $7,500. Your excise tax, that is the tax to own a vacation rental business in Myrtle Beach. That's $679, and we can break that down for you. Your local hospitality and accommodations tax is $2,753.24. Your HOA fees, again, are those $22,848. That is going to bring, after those expenses, a projected profitability of $8,453.68. So with financing, you can vacation here, be able to come as an owner and still make $8,403.68.
So somebody might ask, what are the HOA fees and how do they impact profits? Well, guys, first-time investors fall into this trap all the time. They're always freaked out about HOA fees. Oh, it's $1,700 a month HOA fees. Listen, who cares how much it is? When we run the numbers on your unit, the 20 to 22 million tourists that rent that unit out are paying all the HOA fees. An investor cares about money coming in. What are the operating expenses? What is the money that comes out? Am I making a profit? Your HOA basically consists of people that own at that particular resort. So they don't want those HOA fees to be any higher than they have to be, because they're paying them too. So your board is going to make value-added decisions like, we need to repair the pool. We need to fix this. We need to add furniture here. We need to paint the building. We need to add high-speed internet or Wi-Fi or whatever it is. And the point is that those are things we need to add.
Those are improvements.
Yeah, we need to add a $1.2 million water park so more people want to rent at ours than our neighbor across the street.
Yeah, so that is them, the pool of money that they're going to use to invest money to make sure that people are coming back time and time again.
That's going to get you those guests. It's going to increase your occupancy so more people are renting your unit, and it's going to keep you in business. So don't let the HOA fee determine where you invest. Oh, I only want to invest here because it's $500 a month. Yeah. Well, the places that are $500 a month are not as nice as the places that are $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Landmark has like 17 pools. Well, guess what? You're going to pay for 17 pools. You're going to pay for the coffee shop and the restaurant on site and the mini golf at Sand Dunes, which, by the way, we are at Sand Dunes, and there is a glow-in-the-dark mini golf here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so the HOA dues are going to be a little bit higher because it costs a little bit more to maintain those great on-site amenities. But those on-site amenities are why the families and the couples and individuals are renting your unit in the first place.
All right, so let's talk about appreciation. So on this similar unit, in 2015, their average sold price was $312,000. 2024, $575,000. That's an appreciation of $263,000. So we're talking about $25,000 a year. Your profit on the unit, even after financing, is over $8,000. You're going on vacation, and we haven't even talked about the depreciation on this property. That's next. So talk to me a little bit about property management, whether I should manage it myself or what's happening with that.
Okay, we always want to self-manage, hands down. If you go with on-site property managers, most of your property managers I've seen, they will ask for as much as 60% of your profit, and the cheapest one I found so far is 21% in Garden City or Surfside Beach. So basically, guys, you don't want to give away your profit. They're going to turn around and put your property on Airbnb and VRBO. Yeah. Yes, they'll get rentals.
What you can do yourself.
They're doing exactly. You can put it on Airbnb and VRBO yourself. I had a client that was here at Sand Dunes. He had an oceanfront condo, ocean view condo, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. His first year on Airbnb, he made $63,000. He just put it on Airbnb. That's it. He totally was able to do it himself. You can manage the whole thing from your phone. Technology has enabled you to literally run the whole business from your phone.
Yeah.
So do you want to give somebody 40%? Yeah. If something breaks, they're going to call a handyman. Okay, great. Well, I've got handymen here. I've got contractors here. I've got people that can do that for you here. You can get a home warranty for your property. You pay $600. something breaks, you file your home warranty, they come out and fix it for you.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't need to have a front desk for that. You know, like people, that's another thing. People will ask, well, they don't have a front desk that they can go to. Guests will like coming to a front desk. Guests like picking up their phone and texting you and knowing they can talk to the owner in a flat second if they got a problem.
Absolutely.
The front desk
Ease
is
of technology.
Yeah, the front desk is not a super major important thing. You know what I mean?
So how do I analyze whether a condo will be profitable for a short-term rental?
So basically you've got, and I'm going to run all of these numbers for you and send them to you whenever you narrow down your search to your top 3 picks. But you have, essentially you have your growth. It depends on if you've got a cash deal or a financing deal. If you have a cash deal, there is no financing element, so you don't have to calculate principal and interest. It's very, very simple. You've got how much the purchase price is. You've got the average gross rental income. You subtract the operating expenses from the gross rental income, which leaves you with a profit or loss. It's the same exact thing for financing, except for you just have to, account for a loan, basically.
Okay, so depreciation. So the purchase price on this unit was $575,000. The law says that you can depreciate a property for 39 years. So you can write off. Your taxable income deduction could be $14,743.59. So I would be talking to your CPA about that. Okay. How about are there any restrictions on short-term rentals in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and this kind of ties back to do I use an on-site property manager or do I self-manage? Well, guys, if you self-manage at some places, there are restrictions, depending. However, what I want you to know is there is an end user or client for every type of place. Sometimes people don't care if they can't use the water park across the street. They're not going to be on site very much. They're going to be out at
on the beach,
the state park, on the beach. They're going to be going to Broadway. They're here for the nightlife. They're going to be partying. They're going to be whatever it is. So there are people that will rent your unit for a cheaper rate all day long if they can't use all of the on-site stuff. Gosha Cook, she owns 15 oceanfront condos, right? She owns them all over the place at places that have all kinds of different restrictions because she self-manages. But she still rents them and she's still profitable. So who cares?
All
So
right, that makes sense. So if you have a couple of, you can't use this, then you can put them in your other investment property down the street.
Yeah. So, and on top of that, now there are several places, lots of places like Caribbean, for example. If you go off site, your guests can still use everything there.
Okay.
So who cares? So get in contact with me if you like a certain place. I'll let you know if there's any kind of holdup.
Great. That's super important. How about property taxes? All right. Property taxes are expensive. How does that look for oceanfront condos here?
Yep. So in-state owners are going to pay 6%. In-state owners primaries are going to pay 4%. So it's a little bit more expensive on your property taxes. However, when I tell people what our property taxes are, they'll ask me, is that per month?
Yeah.
Or is that for the year? Because they're so cheap.
I definitely did that. Yeah, I definitely did that when I came here.
Yeah, like people like from up north, I'll be like, it's $5,000 for the year, and they're like, is that $5,000 a month?
Yeah, we saw something on paper, and we thought this has to be a typo.
Yeah, exactly.
So quarterly, what's happening here?
Our taxes are one of the reasons why people love to invest in our market. Our market is very much a value buy.
And people are moving here, so the more people that are paying into the tax base, it's going to keep it right where it's at. Right?
Come on.
I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, The bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront.
All right, so talk to me about special insurance. So special insurance for a beachfront short-term rental.
Yep.
What's that look like?
All day long. So, all right, your HOA fee 99% of the time is going to include insurance for the exterior building. Now that's going to be, if there's a hurricane that blows through and something gets messed up, your HOA is going to take care of that for you. Then you're going to have what's called an HO6 policy. Sometimes the HO6 policy is included in the HOA fee.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so which is super, super cool. Your HO6 policy is going to cover you stud to stud interior, in the interior of it. So basically, if you have a hurricane or if something happens to the interior, you're covered both ways. Now, people will freak out and be like, but there's hurricanes. I don't want to invest in an oceanfront condo. Well, guys, there's tornadoes in the Midwest.
Yeah.
There's earthquakes in California on the West Coast. There's hurricanes on the East Coast. There's something everywhere.
Yeah, there really is. And as I said before, I grew up, lived in South Florida. Family's still there. Sadly, they get hit multiple times a year. And I lived for 20 years on the Jersey Shore. And guess what? We got rocked by a couple storms up there too. So,
well, I'll tell you, hurricanes for East Coast investors are routine history.
Yeah.
People see them come and go all the time. Gosha Cook made her best purchase. She owns 15 oceanfront condos immediately following a hurricane.
Yeah.
She used the damages to her advantage to buy the property super cheap. Think about how a savvy investor thinks. They don't think like the herd. The herd goes, oh, there's hurricanes. No, it's not a smart investment. That's why you got insurance. Who cares?
Yeah.
Gosha made her best purchase, her best investment right after a hurricane because she ran towards the opportunity while everyone was busy running away from it.
So how about hidden costs for beginning investors? That's a big one.
Yeah. So one thing I would say is if you can, find oceanfront condo resorts that have the internet included in it, that have electric in the unit, in the HOA fee.
Yeah.
In your HOA fee, you want to make sure they've got pest control, internet, and electric in the unit. The more stuff that you can get included in the HOA fee, which obviously increases the HOA fee, the more money you're going to save. When the HOA goes to the electric company, they can bargain like you can't bargain. They can say, we're bringing 400 rooms to you. Give me a really good deal.
All right. Yeah, I didn't consider that.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So you technically want to pay that through the HOA. You don't want to have to write a separate check for it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So how do I maximize my Airbnb income?
Well, let me step back real quick. Cleaning cost is another thing.
Okay.
If you get the right cleaner, you can save money.
Yeah.
So getting that connection, get in contact with me. I will introduce you to several cleaners, but if you got the right cleaner, you got one cleaner that might charge you, $250 a cleaning, and there's another cleaner right up the road that'll charge you $150 for the same cleaning.
Yeah.
So you can definitely save yourself some money there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. You're on a roll. Keep going.
So
we
you
were
were
talking
mentioning
about maximizing the Airbnb.
Super simple, super easy, guys. I had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She offered concierge services on her ocean view condo. Yeah. Essentially, she offered vacation packages. People will pay for the convenience. They will pay, like she had let's just hypothetically throw these numbers out there. You've got a $500 oceanfront condo package. You got a $1,000 vacation package. You got a $1,500 vacation package, right? For $500, you get a his and her robe, you get chocolates, you get rose petals on the bed, you get a gift for him, a gift for her. For $1,000, you throw in dinner for two for 3 nights and tickets for 2 to the Carolina Opry and to another show, Pirates Voyage or something.
Yeah, so you can, if you are savvy, maybe you can make a deal with some of these local people. That's right. And come in and absolutely. And you know what? There's some people that are on vacation. They don't want to think. They just want to
That's exactly right. And so for $1,500, you throw in golf at 5 different golf courses. You bought tickets for them so they can, while they're here for a week, they can go play golf 5 times. So you got these packages. Now, how do you get them all this stuff if you're out of state? Well, you call your cleaning lady. You say, listen, I need you to buy this stuff. I'll give you $100 if you'll go to here, here, and here and buy all this stuff for me and make sure it's in the room.
Yeah.
That simple, that easy. Now, you just added $1,500 on that rental. If you do that 10 times, you've added...
Oh, wow.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
$15,000 at the end of the year. All of a sudden, your guests have had a phenomenal stay. They didn't have to go do anything. Their vacation is taken care of.
And they'll be back next year.
And they'll be back next year. And that's just going to build your year-over-year business, increasing your occupancy rate till eventually it hits 90-95%. And you can start charging a premium for your room because you have so many people wanting to rent it.
Okay, good. And so we've been out here the dead of winter, and I've seen people. How do I make money during the off season?
Yep, off season. So guys, super simple, super easy. You target golfers, you target snowbirds, you target retirees. Now, golfers come in large groups. For you guys that own large oceanfront condos, 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, you're going to be great at snagging up golfers. So you definitely want to cater your marketing material on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you are, YouTube, whatever, to golfers. When you're here visiting, go film a few golf courses. Go stand out front and talk about them, and then take some pictures. Put it all over social media and say, rent my place, and you and your golf buddies come and hang out.
Okay.
Super simple, super easy.
Yeah,
Snowbirds. People want to get out of 15 feet of snow.
Yeah.
It's super simple to go, listen, in the off-season months, my unit's not rented like crazy. Come and rent it for a discounted rate.
Yeah.
And give them a 3-month stay.
Yeah.
And then you've got them in there for 3 months. Your unit's rented, 11 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas or Thanksgiving, you charge a premium, obviously, on those dates. But the point is that there are snowbirds, there are golfers, there are fishermen that want to fish during the off-season next to these piers. It's super simple, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You can rent this unit 12 months out of the year all day long.
So what are my financing options for these short terms?
Okay, guys, so you can do conventional loans. We're talking 20 to 25% down. One other caveat is you can buy this as a second home or you can buy it as an investment property. If you buy it as a second home, I've got some notes right here. Let me just go through my notes.
Mm-hmm.
This will make it super simple. If you buy it as a second home, it's going to have a cheaper down payment. It's going to have a lower interest rate, but you can only rent it 180 days out of the year. Now, if you buy it as a second home, you've got to occupy it 21 days out of the year, and you must live your primary has to be 75 miles away. That's going to be ideal for a person that plans on using it up to 6 months out of the year. So if you're going to use it a lot, you might want to buy it as a second home. If you're a savvy investor and there to make a lot of money and to maximize your profits, then you want to buy it as an investment property. That's going to be 20 to 25% down payment. It's a higher down payment. It's going to have a little bit higher of an interest rate. You can rent it 365 days out of the year. There's no minimum occupancy. There's no minimum distance from your primary residence. And that, again, that's going to be ideal for a savvy investor. Now, you can do conventional loans, of course. You can do DSCR loans where they don't even need to see any of your paperwork on how much money you make and all that if you qualify, which is super huge. You can do portfolio loans where they line up a private investor that's going to give you the money on this deal. Or you can do a HELOC where you're pulling money out of another property to pay down on this property or to buy this property outright. You can pull money out of your primary residence, out of your home to buy this property. People do this kind of stuff all the time.
Okay, so let me talk about some of the great attractions here in Myrtle Beach that are so close to the Paradise Resort that you don't want to miss. So the first one is the boardwalk. Oh my gosh, we love the boardwalk. My husband and I love to do date nights on the boardwalk. It's only 2.5 miles from here and a must-see if you're bringing your family. My family and I always love to grab some ice cream, and there's that and so many more places to stop in and grab a great snack or even a meal. It's only about 8 minutes from here, and it's about 1.2 miles long, and it was ranked, guess what, among the nation's top boardwalks by National Geographic. The second one is that we're going to talk about today, although there's so many more, the Skywheel at Myrtle Beach. It's only 2.7 miles down the street here heading north, 9 minutes from this cool resort, and I didn't know this statistic, so cool. It's 187 feet tall, and it was among the first observation wheels of its kind in the United States and offers panoramic views. Oh my gosh, the view from there is amazing. You just want to go on it again and again and again. All right, so talk about what is a better way to buy a new condo or real estate. So based on some of the things you just told.
Yeah. So, so in our market, so basically what you're asking is it better to buy a new condo or better to buy a resale condo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in our market, you are primarily going to get resale condos. So a lot of our condos here are, built in the 80s, built in the 90s, built in the early 2000s. So you're pretty much going to get resale condos. But what I do want to say is this. I want to draw your attention to this. I think a better question is, do I buy a dated unit or do I buy a remodeled unit?
Okay. I think I know the answer to this, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it depends on your personal preference. A savvy investor is going to buy a unit that's already remodeled. Why? All right. Let's say that we've got a dated unit and you bought it a little bit under market value. That's great, but you got to put $30,000 cash into it. Now you got $180,000 into it, right? Mm-hmm. Or you could buy a remodeled unit, that same unit that you bought for $150,000, you're going to pay $200,000 for, right?
Okay.
But because you're financing, you're literally going to finance the remodel that's already been done on that property. So if I've got to put $30,000 in it myself, or let me just do some quick math for you guys, or I buy one for $200,000 times 0.20, that's a $40,000 down payment, right? I've got to pay 20% down on $200,000.
Yep,
that's $40,000 down.
Okay.
If I buy a $150,000 condo with 20% down, that's $30,000.
Okay. And then you're going to put another
$30,000 into it. Yeah. So now I've got $60,000 into this dated unit, but I could design it the way that I wanted it. Mm-hmm. So for somebody that really wants to do that and it's worth 20 grand to do that, then go for it. Or you can simply buy the one that's $200,000 and you're paying $10,000 more down and it's already remodeled.
And have it on Airbnb that next weekend.
I think it's savvy to make sure that you buy a remodeled property.
Yeah, as an investment property. All right, so this one, talk to me about LLC.
Okay.
Should I be putting it? Okay.
Yeah. So should you put the property in an LLC?
Yeah.
Okay, lots of investors do this. It's very savvy. First off, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I cannot give you legal advice. Okay. At the same token, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. You should put your property in an LLC. It is going to protect you. If something happens with all the guests that come in and out of your property, they can't get to your other assets, most likely. It won't be as easy. So if you can, yes. You have to have a lender that has a program that can do this. So get in contact with me because I have lenders that do this.
And then, so let's say someone did buy an investment property. It's going, and then all of a sudden they think, oh, I should have put this in an LLC.
Can you do it afterwards?
You got it.
Yes, you sure can. Mm-hmm. You should be able to quit claim deed that property to an LLC, but you need to confirm that with your attorney. I can't give you legal advice.
Mm-hmm. But there's ways to do it.
There's ways to do it.
All right, so lastly, how do I legally reduce my taxes on a short-term rental?
Depreciation. Guys, depreciation is one of our biggest assets in Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos. Okay, so we just ran numbers on one over at the Paradise. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. The average sales price there in the last 2 years was $575,000. Okay, so legally you are allowed to depreciate a oceanfront condo over 39 years. According to the IRS, the law states that technically within 39 years that property would not have any value. So you take the purchase price of $575,000, you divide it by 39 years. That's going to give you like $14,000 and some change. So you can get a taxable income deduction each year of up to $14,000 off of the income that you're bringing in for this property. So you're making money with the oceanfront condo, but you're not paying taxes on all of it. Ooh, doesn't that sound like fun, right? Now, you can take that a little bit further by hiring a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies. So essentially, they will perform one of these studies for you, and you could be writing off, instead of that $14,000, $30,000. For high-income earners that are looking for those kinds of tax breaks, that's a big win. Now, let me just parlay real quick into a 1031 like-kind exchange. If you don't know what that is, you definitely need to watch. We need to do a video on that.
Yeah,
I need to do a video on it.
That's the next one.
Yeah. So basically, you can buy a property and you can buy property in a 1031 like-kind exchange and defer taxes on it.
Yeah.
And then you can sell it in that same 1031 like-kind exchange and buy another property. Of course, you got to abide by all kinds of guidelines and there's all kinds of rules. I can't get into the specifics of it, but you can buy. So let's say you bought a $300,000 property. It appreciated to $500,000. You sold it. It's now worth $500,000. So you go and you pay down, or you buy a $700,000 property, an $800,000 property, and you just keep building up the value that you're in that nest egg over 10 or 20 or 30 years. and then you finally pay taxes when you decide to cash out. So, and there are some advanced tax strategies that I won't get into right now in this video, but maybe on our 1031 like kind exchange, I'll take you to school on.
Okay.
So depreciation is a huge one. Another one is mortgage interest deduction. Yes, you can write off your mortgage interest. If you have the opportunity to finance a property, you always want to finance a property. Bottom line is it's going to increase your internal rate of return. Anytime you're using somebody else's money, you're not risking all of your money. You don't have all of your money tied up in the deal, so you can go take your other money. If I've only
go buy another one.
And go buy another one, go pay down on another one. So it increases your yield to finance. It's very, very smart. Now, you do have business expenses. That's another huge write-off, cleaning, utilities, management fees, and stuff like that. And of course, also cost segregation, which we've already covered.
Right. Well, so I've learned a lot.
And I hope
you have too.
We hope you've learned a lot. If you have questions, get in contact with us. 843-360-1737. That is my direct cell phone number. I would love to take you to school on buying an oceanfront condo. Listen, the difference, don't wait and don't let fear stop you. I would imagine that your average investor wastes 2 years thinking about buying an oceanfront condo. Should I do this? Should I not? What's going to happen is, or should I buy a long-term rental first? A lot of investors will buy a long-term rental because it's more steady. It's not as volatile as far as rental income. You know, it doesn't have peak seasons. You can sign a 12-month lease with it. They'll buy these type properties because they feel like it's safer, and then they can't make the upside that you can in oceanfront condos. Yeah. So, you know, you've got an oceanfront condo, you have a good year, you're making an extra $20,000 in a year, extra $30,000 in a year. Yeah. You can't get that on a static 12-month fixed long-term rental. Now, the investors I've interviewed, they would buy a long-term rental. They'd find out they don't have the upside of short-term rentals. Then they'd sell it. They'd buy a property east of Business 17 in our market, which is within 5 minutes of the beach, but they wouldn't buy an oceanfront condo. They would find out it would make some great money during the summer, but they couldn't rent it 12 months out of the year. They'd sell a townhouse a block off the beach to then go ahead and buy a Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo. Yeah. They'd start making and seeing the upside that they could make with oceanfront condos. They'd sell off all their long-term and short-term rentals and do nothing but buy oceanfront condos because they're so lucrative and have such a high upside. So I'm trying to save you all of the time of figuring all that out. I'm trying to save you of the procrastination of another client I had who invested at the Meridian Plaza. He was looking to invest pre-COVID. He didn't buy. He comes, calls me, gets in contact with me, buys now, spends $100,000 more because the property's appreciated, and he's kicking himself because he's like, I'd have made $100,000 if I'd have just bought pre-COVID. So
the old adage, time is money.
Time is very much money, guys, and don't waste your time being afraid. You know, the difference in the seasons of your life is a person. You get the right person at the right time, and you can really move forward. Yeah. Give us a call.
Thanks.
Guys, you gotta trust me. You made it to the end of the video, but you need to click the video that's on your screen right now to hear how Matt Freeze makes $15,000 to $30,000 a year in annual profit off each of his 8 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. That's over $180,000 in average annual profits right there in passive income each and every year. Click the screen now.